Today we're taking a look at the top 5 romantic movies from 2019. These movies are one you should definitely watch with a significant other, or if you're like me, with some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Now before we begin though, make sure you go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below for more content on Television Society, and once you've done that, make sure you go ahead and let me know in the comments by saying you subscribe. So let's jump into the top 5 romantic movies from 2019.
Look, okay, it's not my fault.
I bet nothing's ever your fault, is it, darling?
What?
Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have got a Christmas romantic movie that was released back in 2019 last year on November 8th, and that is Last Christmas. Nothing seems to ever go right for young Kate, who is casted by Emilia Clarke, a frustrated Londoner who works as an elf all year round in a Christmas shop. But soon, things take a turn for the better when she meets Tom, a handsome charmer who seems too good to be true. As the city transforms into the most wonderful time of year, Tom and Kate's growing attraction turns into the best gift of them all. The film was released in 2019 on November 8th in the USA. The film is a classic girl meets boy and boy meets girl, they spend time together and they fall in love story. It's not too complex. However, the film scored a measly 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, to make up for that, it's definitely one to watch this year at Christmas and will be remembered, and it's also for those who are couples or even those who are dating, unlike myself.
Oh, damn it.
I think you just pooed in your eye.
Yeah, I think so.
It's good luck, you know.
What is?
Getting pooed on by birds.
I'm busy, you're weird. Goodbye. Where am I?
You're in the emergency room.
This isn't an emergency room, this is a Williams-Sonoma.
In at number 4, we have got Isn't It Romantic? The film focuses on Natalie, a New York architect who works hard at her job to get noticed, but is more likely to deliver coffee and bagels to everyone. Things go from bad to weird when she gets knocked out unconscious during a subway mugging and magically wakes up to find herself in an alternate universe. Natalie's worst nightmare soon comes true when she suddenly discovers that she's playing the leading lady in a real-life romantic comedy. The film casted the likes of Rebel Wilson, played Natalie, Liam Hemsworth, Priyanka Chopra, Adam Devine and Betty Gilpin. The film story is actually very unique on its own, and that's one of the reasons why I recommend watching it. It was released back last year in 2019 on the February 13th, and it scored 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, a must-watch rom-com. In at number 3 spot, guys, we have got a very strange movie that is actually deeper within its message in love, and that's Yesterday. Jack, a struggling musician, meets with an accident during a blackout and wakes up to find out he only remembers the Beatles. Later, he starts singing the band songs to gain him some fame and notoriety. Now sure, at first glance, Yesterday is a love letter to the Beatles, but inside, Jack Malek's newfound success is also complicated by the clear romantic connection he shares with his childhood friend. But when Jack's career takes off, he finds himself torn between life of fame or a life of love. And as the Beatles once said, love is all you need. The film casted the likes of Himesh Patel playing Jack Malek, Lily James playing Ellie, and even Ed Sheeran himself came in to have a little play on the acting scene, and he did really well. The film was initially released on the 28th of June in 2019, the USA, and it actually scored a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, and of course I highly recommend watching it because the message down on this film is a lot more meaningful and it actually includes love over fame. So this is the part where I do my little CTA break, so go ahead and subscribe to me down below for more content like this. Go ahead and like this video as well if you're enjoying it so far, and make sure you stay till number 1, guys, because number 1 is going to shock you for the top 5 best romantic comedy movies in 2019. Now without further ado, let's continue. Coming into the number 2 spot now, we have got 5 Feet Apart. 17-year-old Stella spends most of her time in the hospital as a cystic fibrosis patient. Her life is full of routines, boundaries and self-control, all of which gets put to the test when she meets Will, who is played by Cole Sprouse, an impossibly charming teen who has the same illness. There's an instant flirtation through restrictions dictate that they must maintain a safe distance, 5 feet apart, and as their connection intensifies, so does the temptation to throw all their rules out the window and embrace that attraction they are both feeling for each other. The film was released on the 22nd of March 2019 and scored a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, don't let that score put you off, as it is an awesome film, an amazing romantic film as well, very complex and simple to understand, and it will leave you guys crying. The film is definitely for the millennials and one to watch with a significant other as well. And if there's one thing we learned from watching this film, it's that love is strong to help anyone out, no matter what they're going through. And in at the number 1 spot, guys, the one you've all been waiting for, including me, we have the rom-com that is Netflix's own, and that is Always Be My Maybe. Now, I've already mentioned this film on the channel previously in our top 5 funniest movies, as it is a rom-com. Now, go ahead and check that video out right there, linked in the top card, because it is well worth the watch. Childhood sweethearts have a falling out and don't speak to each other for 15 years. Jeez, that is a long time. And only reconnecting as adults when Sasha runs into Marcus in San Francisco. Although the old sparks are still there, the couple live in different worlds completely. The film also had Keanu Reeves casted to play a small role in the movie, and definitely knows how to balance funny comedy with really romantic love scenes. The film scored a well-deserved 89% on Rotten Tomatoes and is definitely one to watch this year and beyond, and will be remembered as a funny romantic comedy film. So go ahead and subscribe for me down below to the Television Society channel, guys. I've got more content coming up for you in the near